I'm Coach Janice Washington.
I'm Coach Trinese, and this is On the Record.
Closing out on a high note, I think for any team, any sport, being able to close out on a high note is such an important thing, and being able to use that to build on your momentum for your next season is important.
I think it's important, like Coach said, just ending on a high note and making sure that we continue to put a good product on the floor for the league, and also obviously just for the groove, for something for them to look forward to next summer and the summers to come, and for players to be excited about, playing here, the environment, whether that's on the road or here at home. So just, like she said, ending on a high note and just having something to look forward to.
Yeah, certainly making sure that they are still going out there to represent themselves the right way. It's not only about the basketball game. We know that we're not going into the championship game, but it's not just about that. It's about, representing the Greensboro groove. It's about representing yourself, your family, representing what this league means in terms of competition. But then also knowing that, like, this film could mean something to somebody, right? Like this, you never know who's watching, here in the States, overseas, and this film is going to really and truly, change your trajectory of, what it is for you after this season is over. So making sure that you are leaving it all out there on the court is something that coaches are always asking out of players. Yeah, I mean, even now in today's last practice, it is a totally different team. The excitement is still there, the energy is still there, the positivity is still there. And so just being able to constantly pour into them and remind them of the history that they're making, reminding them of how important this league is for professional women's basketball here in the U.S. are all things that mean so much.
Yeah, I think that, me and Coach are huge competitors, and I think the group that we have, from start to finish, even though it looks different now, like Coach said, that they still want to compete, they still want to go out there and win, they still have goals, like, individually and team-wise. So I think that everybody still has the same goal, even if it's 2 more games left, that we want to win, want to compete. It's taught me, I guess, more about the adaptability. We've had a few different, rosters, lineups, and just trying to figure out, how to put the best product on the floor, and making sure that we're doing the best that we can to coach them and to motivate them, and finding out, just different ways to do that. Personalities changed because the players changed, so just making sure that we stay adaptable in what we needed to do as coaches and as leaders. So I think that's for me the biggest part of growth.
Yeah, my favorite word is growth. And so I believe that this has been such a learning process for me and, the players, the staff in general, but just all of the things that I've learned over the course of this season, from, dealing with professional athletes to managing scheduling, alternate site facilities, and, so many things that go into this league. And so being able to do that with Coach Fox and Coach Perry and Coach Penix and Coach A. Lynn and Coach Asia and Coach Amari has certainly been, and Coach Danielle, can't forget her. But going through that process with such a great group of young coaches who see the importance of this, it's just been tremendous. My own growing process is, this has been a lot of growth from a GM perspective, and being able to understand the reasons and the rationales for how you put together the roster the way you do at the start of training camp to the end of your season, because we were, into August still signing players. And so being able to go through this with, a supportive group has been a tremendous experience. No, I think that being tough and gritty and understanding about making sure that you understand that you have to be ready to step into your spotlight when the moment comes, and not to just constantly be waiting for somebody else to, encourage you to get ready. You gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And so that's something that we talk about because of the amount of roster adjustments that we've had to make for players to understand how vital it is for them to stay ready, because you never know when you're going to go from only playing 10 minutes a game to now you're playing 30 minutes a game. And so that, along with just the constant fight and second efforts and, all the grittiness that it takes to be a championship team in this league. But
I think I've been saying it all summer long. It's just been a blessing to be able to coach professionals, to be able to be, the first in this amazing league, and then just to be able to work with Coach Jay. I don't say it enough, but like I said, it's just been a blessing. I know, I have tremendous respect for her and what she's done in her career. And like she said, she's learned throughout this summer. I've learned just as much, if not more, from her. And like I said, the players in the league, and just growing, not just in that coach role, but in a future GM role as well. Just, just for myself in my career. So it's been amazing. It's been great.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the most impactful parts of this is being able to be part of such a historic movement for women's basketball. Mm-hmm. For myself, for our entire Greensboro staff, for all of the players, all 30-something of them that, came through Greensboro this season, the one thing that no one will ever be able to take away from them is that they were part of such a historic thing as it relates to professional women's basketball here in the States. And as this league continues to grow and expand, nobody else gets to say that they were first. Mm-hmm. Right? Nobody else gets to say that they were part of the founding four if they weren't here with us this year. And so I think that is such a tremendous blessing. I think that, all the players have shown such a tremendous amount of gratitude for this process. It has been challenging. It has had a lot of adverse conditions for them, but nothing so big that they couldn't overcome. And I think that those are things that they will take into whatever the next thing is for them, as well as when they come back and return to Greensboro next summer. Mm-hmm. And the same thing for us as coaches. We are adaptable, we're flexible, but we're also blessed and grateful. Go Groove.
Go Groove.